Now, whether you're a brand new reseller on eBay or you're an experienced one, there's one fact that you know to be true. You have to have your listings stand out amongst all the others on there. But with millions of resellers on eBay in 2023, how do you make sure that your items and your listings get the attention that they deserve? In this video, I'm going to be sharing the top 5 tips and tricks that I have learned over the past 5 years as an eBay reseller, and I'm going to tell you guys how to build a 6-figure eBay store. In this video, we're also going to discuss how to not only optimize your listings to increase visibility, but also increase sales. If you find any of these tips helpful, guys, be sure to smash the like button, comment down below and let me know what you think of the video, and be sure to subscribe to the channel. Now, let's get into the top 5 tips and tricks on how to optimize your eBay listings in 2023. Now, I'm quickly going to tell you the 5 tips. That way, if one of them applies to you more than the other, you can skip to it in the video. You can skip ahead. Now, all 5 of these are very important, but if there's just one that you have to look at first, then I'm going to put them all on the screen now. That way, you guys can skip ahead. Number 1, we're going to talk about how to write a compelling title, what that is. Number 2, we're going to talk about taking high-quality photos. Number 3, we're going to talk about writing a detailed description. Number 4, we're going to talk about how to set a competitive price and how to find that. And then 5th and finally, we're going to make sure that we're using relevant keywords and relevant categories. So let's start out with tip number 1, write a compelling title. How do we write a compelling title? Why is it so important that we do that? Well, number 1, this is the first thing that every single buyer is going to see whenever they see your item. The very first thing that they're going to see is the title, so it's crucial to make the title of your item as descriptive and as enticing as possible. If you're trying to list a shoe and you list a shoe for red and white Jordan 4, that's not going to be as impressive and as enticing for the buyer as if it's super ultra rare red and white gem red Jordan 4. Now, not only did you write a compelling title there, you also threw some keywords in, which we're going to talk about later. So with so many sellers out there, how do you make sure that your title is the one that stands out? Well, I think, first of all, you need to be sure to include all relevant keywords and details. Make sure that you include the brand. That's a huge thing that people don't look at. Make sure you include the model and the condition of the item. In the example, the Jordan 4, instead of just saying, you know, Jordan 4 sneaker or whatever, we're going to say gem red Jordan 4 new with tags. That's what we're going to say. Or we're going to say dead stock instead. Those are keywords that you need to understand to get your listings recognized. And those are some words that you can use for shoe, for example, that will do really, really well. Say if you're selling something else that's rare, right? Let's take a vintage Coke sign, which a lot of people find at yard sales, and then they try to move those on eBay. You want to create a sense of urgency too. So your title could be something like rare vintage 1950s Coca-Cola sign, don't miss out, with an exclamation point. Now that title does several things for you. First off, it tells the buyer exactly what the item is, and then it also adds that bit at the end that is enticing them to buy it now. They don't want to miss out on this item. Don't miss out, buy it now. So those are some tips on how to create a compelling and effective title. Now let's talk about photos. This is one of the most frustrating things that I see when I'm coaching new sellers on eBay or when I'm just browsing eBay myself, researching products. Photos are so essential to making sure that your item gets sold, and good photos obviously are the key. And a lot of people don't understand how to take good photos. Your photos are showing off your item and it's attracting your buyers. Your title is the first thing they read. Your photo is the first thing that they physically see, and that's what they're going to associate with your item and with you as a seller. So first of all, you need to use a high quality camera. You need to take clear pictures that fully detail the item, what it is, and the full condition of it. Make sure that the item is well lit and that you're taking pictures from different angles too, to capture every single side of the item. But it's super important to make sure that you get any and all flaws inside of those pictures. It's going to build trust with your buyers, and it's hopefully going to prevent returns or any negative feedback that you may get later on down the line. Now, let's talk about tip number 3, writing a detailed description. Your description should be two things right off the bat. It needs to be clear and it needs to be concise. It needs to provide all the information that your buyer would need to make an informed decision. You don't want your buyer to read your description and still have further questions and still not understand what it is that you're selling or what it is that they're even trying to look at. So you want to make sure that your description answers all questions, it's clear and concise, and that by the time your buyer gets done reading it, he or she has all the relevant information that they need to make that purchase. Be sure to include all the items, features, dimensions, and condition. Also, make sure you include any extra accessories that are in there. A lot of times, items come with extra stuff that people don't even think about. Make sure you spell all of that out in the description. All of that is important to let the buyer know that it comes with all these extra things. A technique that I really like doing that you could use if you want, you could take this from me bar for bar, use bullet points. Bullet points are clean, it's effective, and it shows people all of the details of the item in a pretty clear and concise way, and I really like using bullet points on listings. So that's one thing you guys can do. Tip number 4, set a competitive price. Pricing your item correctly is the key to attracting buyers and making a sale. You can have a great title, great description, great photos, but if you're priced 25% higher than anyone else, you're not going to get the sale. Okay, so you need to do that research, figure out the item's price, figure out a competitive pricing range, and you need to go right in the middle of that. Figure out what the best spot is for you based on condition and if it comes with any extras, stuff like that. But when setting your price, make sure that you research those similar items and that you set a price based on your condition, on the age, and other various factors. You can also consider offering free shipping, which is a huge thing that I do with all of my items. I pretty much bundle in free shipping with the price. It's just something that looks appealing and it seems to sweeten the deal to the buyers, so offer free shipping when you can. The 5th and final tip is using relevant keywords and categories. Make sure that whenever you list your item, it's in the correct category and use those relevant keywords to help buyers find it. This should not be a maze for your buyer to get to your item. You want to make it as easy as possible, so make sure that you use those specific categories. How can you do this? Include things like brand names, model numbers, specific product features whenever you can. Anything to help eBay clearly identify what it is you're selling and pinpoint that exact product. That's going to help. And also, don't forget to fill out any item-specific fields. Various items have things like this, like a UPC code or an SKU. Make sure that you fill all that stuff out, as filling all this stuff out helps your item appear in search results and listings even higher up, because eBay can rank it higher because they know every single detail about it. Now, those are the best 5 tips on how to optimize your eBay listings. That's going to increase your chances of making a sale. Go to your eBay right now, modify all of your listings, start fresh, whatever you got to do. Include these 5 tips, and I promise you, you will begin making sales and you'll see your eBay store really take off. Comment down below if this video helped you out or if there are any other tips that I forgot about that we need to know. Comment those down below. Remember, write competitive titles, take high quality photos, detailed descriptions, set a competitive price, and finally make sure you use those relevant keywords and categories. You do all those things, that will result in a successful eBay store and a successful listing. That's going to help you stand out in the crowd in a world of crowded eBay resellers. You're going to be able to attract more buyers that way. Be sure to stay tuned for tomorrow's episode of Resell Life. The Q&A is probably going to come on Sunday this week, guys. I'm going to be out of town, so stay tuned for that. Just stay locked into the Twitter. All my socials linked down below. All of Juice socials linked down below. Be sure to join Juice. Link down in the description. You guys can join for free right now. Use that link. I will see you there. I hope you guys have a great Friday. Great start to your weekend. This is Soul Stay from Juiced, signing out.